I'm feeling
What is up, everybody? We are back at Seaworld. I'm sorry it's muffled because of the mask and the filter and all that other stuff. So we got here 10:40 a.m. We are currently in the world's longest line to get our temperatures checked. I don't think it's very efficient, but you know, it's whatever. So yeah, we're gonna see what it's like to be back at SeaWorld during a pandemic. So right off the bat, and because we are currently in the middle of CDC guidelines and all that, as you can see, there is literally zero social distancing. And that's not just out here. It was like that all the way up to the health screening. And then once we got out of the health screening, it literally became like a free-for-all where everybody climbed into each other's personal space. It's weird and nobody's enforcing anything. Like nobody at all is enforcing anything. All right, trying to find a lighter note, walking through the shops. This is awesome. Like, I love these. They're not big enough to actually fit anything, so I don't plan on getting one. But I am a fan. These are cool. Let's be honest, regardless of my bickering or complaining about CDC guidelines, everyone is here for the sea life. So let's focus on that for a little bit. Dolphins! OMG fish. Look at the fishes. Fishy, 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 fishy. Look at that big boy right there. That's a king chonk ray. It's actually a southern ray, but you know, I like king chonk better. Look at the caged burbs. It's actually a spoonbill. Look at his bill. It's a spoon. He's looking at me. Hi, Burb. I guess we're doing a shark encounter. I don't think we've done this before. I'm just following my wife at this point. It's really dark. Hey, clownfish. Tell me a joke. No? Okay. It's like he's looking into my soul. Or he thinks I have food. I won't lie to you. So far, the closest thing that I've seen to a shark in this shark encounter is these fake shadows that go on the wall every once in a while. And that. Hey look, a shark in the shark experience. Whoa. Lazy sharks. I can relate. Okay, I was wrong. There were sharks at the end of the tunnel. It's kind of cool.
Are you being a hater?
Yeah, totally.
There were no sharks in the shark encounter?
There were no sharks until the very end, and then there were like 5 sharks.
We've been in there before.
No, how?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember. So after spending his entire lunch looking at sharks, the first thing he does when we walk out the door is want to look at the sharks. Parenthood is awesome. Also, I don't know if this is going to be an all-the-time thing, but the fin, whatever that's called, the shark area gift shop.
Fin gifts.
Fin gifts. There's giant signs that say open, as well as giant signs that say entrance and giant signs that say exit. They said they're closed. I don't know. Half the gift shops are closed, but the carnies are out in full force. Way to go, SeaWorld! Priority. So the penguin ride is not even running right now, but it's a 35-minute wait just to see the penguins. That's right, no ride, 35-minute long line just to look at penguins. I got nothing to add to that. That's just that's its own statement. I'll leave it there.
And by getting them a home, we were able to save these individuals. But also they were able to give us new genes. So in these DNA's accredited facilities, we work as part of the species survival plan, or SSP. And what that means is there are some real fancy suits that monitor the genetics of all the animals and accredited zoological facilities, and they make recommendations on it's kind of like on my day. All of these big cities accredited facilities are all looking at themselves. That's what
All right, it's hot. I'm glistening from, being fat and sweaty. But that doesn't matter. It's hot. It's 97 degrees outside. So between the heat, the masks, and other people not wearing their masks, we felt it best to call it a day. Yeah. A few final thoughts, because I know this was a pretty short video. I know that I sound like I've been complaining the whole time, and it's like me complaining, and then B-reel of animals, and then me complaining, and then B-roll of animals. It's weird, right? I like Seaworld, mostly. I've got my issues with Seaworld.
I love SeaWorld.
She loves SeaWorld. We come to SeaWorld. But the biggest issues right now is that we are in the middle of a health crisis. The CDC has released guidelines for places if they want to continue to do business. I'm not against businesses doing business, because that's how you stay in business. I've said business a lot. But if you're not going to follow the CDC's guidelines, then you are not concerned about the safety of your guests or customers, or whatever they call us here, or your employees or ambassadors or whatever. And when your ambassadors aren't following the rules, and your management team aren't following the rules, and nobody is following the rules, and there's no enforcement of the rules, then it's just not a safe experience.
For me, I went on 2 roller coasters today with our oldest. I went on Kraken and I went on Manta. And Kraken, the line for that wasn't bad. I think I waited maybe like 15 minutes total, and we got on and off, and it was fine. And people that were around us were social distancing. But because Manta, the way it's laid out, like you have to go through like this aquarium type thing to get on the ride, people were basically like, it was to the point where I had to either be, I was trying to be polite, but people were like coming up behind me, and the people in front of me were like on top of people in front of them. So I was kind of like trying to put my son and I in the middle of both of those parties, so we weren't on top of either one of them. But like, they had the markers in the rides, and the people weren't listening to those either, and they were just kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, and while she was riding Manta, I went to grab a drink for the kids because it's hot. We needed some water or something to just hydrate. And literally nobody in that line cared about social distancing.
I haven't been on any of the roller coasters here yet, because our oldest is just at that age where he barely, it's like his head is right there on where
not this one.
Not this one. Our oldest.
This one should be sitting back.
Our oldest, that's almost 10. His head is right there at the 54-inch line for the coasters. So it's the first time he's ever been able to get on them today. So, I mean, I had fun with him on those because it was a new experience, something that we have never been able to do before, so that was fun. But honestly, if it was just a regular day and they were like, I feel bad because my youngest 2 couldn't do anything. The only thing that they had were the shows, and of course, the timing and everything, like, this was our fault obviously, but we were on coasters when the shows we were trying to see were going on. We were waiting in line for the coasters, and I mean, that was our problem, not SeaWorld's problem with that. But they don't have, what is it, the Arctic ride? That was closed. The kids couldn't get on that, and that's one thing that we love to do as a family. We couldn't do that. It was like you saw, it was a 40-minute line just to see the penguins. The ride part was closed. I don't know. The Atlantis ride, Journey to Atlantis, that was closed. Basically anything you could really do with your family on a ride, that, especially if you have little kids, it was closed. So you're basically paying all this money. Well, I know that the tickets right now are discounted. They're like 50% off or something. So I know that you get a discount, but the only thing you really can do if you have little ones is come in to see the shows, see like the dolphins and see the tanks and the stingrays and stuff, and eat, and that's about it.
Yeah, you can get in for half price, and you can do slightly less than half the stuff.
Yeah, it's like a big aquarium right now. That's all it is. Like, I know SeaWorld is that in general anyway, but they have other stuff mixed in usually that makes it fun. But today it was just kind of like,
half the gift shops are closed.
Yeah.
They only have 4 places to eat open on the all-day dining, because we were going to do that and do an update on that and how that was. But even after seeing it, when I say only 4 places open, one of them's a hot dog stand. So we didn't really feel like that would be a good way to spend $40.
yeah, per person.
So To me,
I did enjoy, though, I will say I did enjoy going in. If you are planning on going, I did enjoy when we went into the, what was it, Shark Grill? What's it called?
Underwater Grill?
Underwater Grill. We've never done that before, and normally we didn't want to spend the prices per person on a meal, but since they were doing the bar appetizers and stuff, it was a lot more reasonable, and you could afford it if you wanted to do something like that and see all of the animals in the AC.
Exactly. They're even though it's bar menu, they still have the tables open.
So that was a plus.
So you can sit and enjoy the view. You don't get any cell phone signal in there, though, just an FYI. But yeah, so that's how it is. That's, again, this is our opinion. I know I am a lot harsher on things than most people, but yes, tickets are half off, but even for being reservation only, I mean...
It was pretty crowded.
Look at the parking lot.
I'm pretty sure when we were online for Manta, it said it was a 40-minute wait, and I'm pretty sure we waited like 60 minutes or more.
Yeah, Manta said 40 minutes. They were gone well over an hour.
Yeah.
I just feel like the reservations, they're still going at reservation to capacity. I don't know if that makes sense. Or they may not even be doing reservations. I don't know. We had to get reservations.
Yeah.
So it's super busy for no reservation, or for having to have reservations, and way too busy for the people not to be following the CDC guidelines.
I feel like if they had all of the things open and everything was fully functioning, like I get that you have to social distance, and when you're on the ride, the coasters and stuff, you can't have row after row after row of people, and you have to have empty spots, and I get that. But if they had more open, I feel like even with the reservations right now, it wouldn't feel as crowded and it wouldn't feel as bad.
Yeah, everything would be spaced out. Yeah, that could be it too, but I mean, just looking at the parking lot and looking at the amount of people I saw walking, not even waiting in line, it feels like a lot. And my anxiety is already high. Like I said, they wouldn't let us change the reservations even after seeing some of the other YouTubers mention how terribly they're handling the CDC guidelines.
We've been here about, what, 4 hours? We got here at 11 and it's 3:20. Pretty sure we walked in close to 11.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I said it at the beginning of the video. I don't know if I left it in or not. Anyway, so, again, if it's worth half off to risk your health, you don't have kids. Oh, that's another thing. It's 97 degrees right now.
And the mask.
And I wish I could say that it was just the kids, but I was about to die walking around with the mask.
They do have areas inside the park where you can take your mask off that are designated just to be like a relief area or whatever. From what I've heard and what I've seen on the internet, I didn't see any myself, but I wasn't really looking, so I mean, we didn't really utilize any of that, but so we didn't take our mask off at all unless we were sitting down to eat.
Even if I had been looking, I don't think that it's safe to go sit without a mask somewhere other people have been going to sit without a mask. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you're sitting down at a table when you eat.
Yeah, I mean, I know. But like, I was dying, and I used probably one of the thinnest possible masks with just an N95 filter inside of it. So...
I have another thing to add to you about the coasters.
Okay.
I just remembered this. On Kraken, they were sanitizing that's what took a while to get on the ride. They were, that was part of the 15-minute wait too, so that was going by pretty fast. But they were sanitizing before each party got on when they had like a row, an empty row, a row, an empty row. So that was good. When we got on Manta, they weren't. I noticed that, and that's the one where it flips you on your stomach. So that was kind of disgusting to me, and I was like trying to take a bath and hand sanitizer when I got off because that was pretty gross, but it was gross. But, so I mean, that's I guess a plus and a minus for that.
So I risked my health, so you potentially don't have to. If half-price tickets are worth risking your health, that's the information you have now. That's our opinion. Thank you for watching.
As always, stay dorky.
As always,
Stay dorky.
stay dorky.